looking rich and being rich are two completely different things. Karena kalau misalnya you're looking rich, you just want validation from other people.
Yes.
People don't judge you from the things that you wear.
No.
They judge you from the way you carry yourself.
Yes.
I think especially in the capital city, most people treat wealth as a game. It's a rat race.
Yeah.
Who can be the biggest rat? Who can be the biggest boss? Gitu. Gue bilang, bro, jam tangan lo bagus ya.
Yeah.
Gue suka nih.
Yeah.
Kayak tahun berapa dia bilang, oh ini let's say ada dua versi dari
Yeah.
satu OKB, satu Omani. Let's say OKB. Oh iya, gue punya jam tangan ini dari tahun 2024.
Yeah,
2024. Tapi di rumah gue ada yang lebih bagus.
Oh.
Lu pakai jam tangan apa?
So we are doing a podcast on culture and lifestyle, and especially this is a business segment, and we want to introduce one of our few first guests, Richie, interviewing one on Janvier. Is that how you say it?
Janvier.
Janvier.
Kalau mau lebih, I wouldn't say pretentious, but the right way to say it is Janvier. So it's French.
Biar kesannya dengar-dengar. It's like the price of this jacket is unaffordable.
Kalau my opinion as the brand owner, sebenarnya Janvier can be seen as unobtainable to most people. I agree.
Yeah.
For most of the population di Indonesia, emang unobtainable. Our price point starts at around 6 million IDR for the jacket. Pants start around 4 million. Tapi one question that I like to answer kalau misalnya orang nanya kita, kalau tentang kenapa harganya mahal banget, itu why is this jacket so expensive misalnya nih. Nah, jaket ini kita bikin itu R&D-nya udah lama. Jadi per collection we take around 1 to 2 years to do the R&D. We source the fabrics from the best mills.
This jacket, yes.
This specific jacket is polyester, 100% polyester fabric. Mungkin kesannya polyester itu jelek atau low quality. Tapi tidak semua polyester itu sama. Not all polyester same.
Sama. And then you have the zipper. This zipper.
Iya betul.
This zipper.
Jadi ini adalah zipper dari brand Riri namanya, RIRI. Nah, brand Riri ini adalah brand dari Switzerland actually. Switzerland and France. Dan zipper ini itu kita acquire dari pabriknya langsung. Jadi gak pakai distributor atau apapun. That's why we took so long for the R&D. Nah, zipper ini menurut lo harganya berapa?
200.000.
Coba gue nanya. 200.000. Nah, harga biasa.
Zipper biasa itu 20.000.
20.000. Betul. Ini 53 cm. Biasanya kalau YKK 30 lah. 30, 40.000.
Yes.
Zipper ini satu piece buat satu jaket tuh harganya di 630.000.
Oh damn, itu satu piece jaket gua. Aduh.
Jadi kalau misalnya going back to the history of zipper, itu zipper adalah sesuatu yang sangat inovatif dan yang sama. Oh ini by the way sama ya?
Oh sama.
Ini buat celana tapi.
Wah ini kayaknya 300.000 nih.
Ini kayaknya 400 deh.
400. Ini udah melebihi upah minimum Indonesia ya, zippernya aja.
Nah, zippernya ini itu kenapa kita pilih Riri? Karena Riri adalah brand yang menurut kita sangat align dengan brand Janvier.
Yes.
Kenapa sangat align? Karena the quality of this zipper is, I would say, the best in the world. Kalau lu ke toko Hermes, or Loro Piana, or Brunello Cucinelli, or Brioni, those high tier brands, zipper yang mereka pakai itu Riri. Only Riri.
Tapi to be honest bro, kalau when I look at someone, I will notice what zippers they're using. Kan, tapi the first thing that people will see, actually, if you wear something quote unquote expensive, adalah kan pasti the logo.
Betul.
The logo, but I see in your jacket too that there's no logo. It's very subtle, it's very minimalist, and there is this trend on quiet luxury. Gitu. And what are you like jumping into that trend or what is that? Gitu.
Jadi sebenarnya kalau quiet luxury enggak, we're not jumping into that. We're trying to make our own aesthetic and our own trend. Quiet luxury means nggak nge-scream.
Nggak nge-scream.
That's what Janvier represents gitu. Kalau misalnya ini gue print semuanya Janvier, ya orang tahu ini Janvier, ini looks tacky, looks cheap gitu loh. Tapi kalau misalnya formnya bagus, shape-nya bagus, people can appreciate that.
Yes. But since when? Kayak I remember an age, I don't know ya, mungkin last 10 years ago or 6 years, when logos was very in. Kayak sekarang with the social media and status is everywhere, is looking rich the same as being rich?
Definitely not. Karena old money or like quiet luxury, old money lah specifically is something that cannot be replicated gitu loh. Kalau misalnya if people are trying to replicate old money, they're just lying to themselves.
Yes, that's true.
Old money has always been there. Loro Piana has been there since the 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
But they never got as big as they are now until social media hits gitu loh. Dan menurut gua, brand-brand kayak Loro Piana, Brioni gitu, Hermes, itu naik banget karena harganya mahal. Harganya sangat fantastis. Dan orang langsung pikir kalau nih orang pakai Loro Piana, artinya nih orang kaya.
They have the money to purchase though.
Iya, tapi bukan artinya dia orang kaya. Mereka bisa beli itu.
Yeah. Tapi what's crazy is, what's baffling for me adalah, it's like it's like I own a paddle business. Terus ada conception bahwa if you play paddle, if you play racket sports, if you play tennis sports, that means you are in the lifestyle. You can afford the lifestyle. Jadi sports itu digunakan, Pilates digunakan untuk to show that you can afford this lifestyle.
Oh, okay.
But actually like public people, everyone kayak go to such lengths. Pas awal-awal ya, pas ngetren banget.
Iya sih. I completely understand karena ya mungkin apalagi padel ya. Kan courtnya kalau misalnya sewa kan cukup mahal. Misalnya dibandingin sama futsal atau misalnya badminton. Kan it's very expensive compared to those. Raket-raketnya juga cukup mahal. Walaupun badminton ada yang lebih mahal, ada yang mahal juga. Tapi mungkin karena lihat dari cara orang pakaiannya pas main padel, terus tipe-tipe orang yang main padel, orang jadi pikir kayak oh ini orang kaya yang main. And not the common people main. Dan mungkin supply di Jakarta oversupplied, tapi di tempat-tempat lain nggak ada.
Benar sih.
Misalnya kalau misalnya gua ke Subang lah. I don't think there's gonna be a paddle court there, bro.
That's true. Cuman, I don't know ya, the more I get into it, kayak difference between like old money, new money, with all this status symbol, misalnya you buy things, you do things that looks rich, tapi there's no actual ceiling to that? Actually?
Menurut gua, I think looking rich and being rich are two completely different things. Karena kalau misalnya you're looking rich, you just want validation from other people. Padahal kalau misalnya, let's say ya, kalau misalnya gue lagi di circle yang emang ultra high net worth individuals, people don't judge you from the things that you wear.
No.
They judge you from the way you carry yourself. Cara lu ngomong, apa lu yang lu bahas, dan the people that surround you as well, gitu.
And furthermore, what I learned is like, what did you build? Kayak what did you produce, create? Gitu kayak I don't know. Like I feel like a lot of ultra high net worth individuals don't actually work for the money anymore. Gitu. They work because they want to create something.
They have the passion or they have the vision to create something that they want to gitu loh. I think menurut gue
ini controversial nih nggak?
Menurut gue ultra high net worth individuals itu mostly when they start something, misalnya kayak paddle court atau misalnya mereka buka cafe atau restoran, itu purely out of passion and curiosity. Dan misalnya orang-orang yang main saham lah, banyak banget yang orang-orang yang misterius or like yang kita gak kenal, billionaires, millionaires yang di main saham. Mereka quiet aja, diam-diam aja, dan they don't even tell other people portfolio mereka berapa atau apapun gitu, kayak gak kelihatan. Now, but my point is that kayak orang-orang kayak gini tuh there's a gap to it. Kan tadi lu bilang ada ceilingnya kan. Menurut gua setelah orang punya lebih dari 15 miliar IDR, or let's say 17M lah, 1 juta US dollar.
How did you get the number? Oh ya, $1 million. $1 million. Sekarang udah 17.
Itu orang nggak butuh lebih dari itu untuk lifestyle-nya.
That's true.
Kalau misalnya gue sendiri ya, gue prefer living life below my means. Karena itu paling comfortable. Gue nggak usah worry about being something that I'm not, pertama. Kedua juga gue gak butuh pikirin tentang besok gue bisa makan gak ya, besok gue bisa ini gak ya. Gue bisa kemanapun, gak harus lihat bank account gue, terus enjoy gitu loh.
Yes.
Kayak gue gak butuh gue gak butuh kayak a ski trip.
Yes, that's very trending.
To like start Switzerland or whatever. Ya gue bisa kapan aja pergi, ya.
Gitu. Tapi I don't know, like kayak I had this incident when I noticed, I don't think I can categorize myself as old money yet. I don't think so.
Neither can I.
Neither can I, because I keep seeing the ceiling. Kayak there are certain experiences yang I never rode a private jet. I never had that experience. And I think being rich is not only about what the material things you have, tapi juga what you have experience. Kayak ini ada satu, gue pernah kayak kasih komen gini, temen gue pernah kasih komen gini, which might sound very snobbish ya. Dia bilang kayak, naik Mercy tuh bau. Dia Mercedes naik Mercy tuh ada baunya. Kayak gue nggak suka baunya, gue mendingan naik BMW. Nah, if you never rode both those two cars, I think you will be offended, because there is a distinct smell.
Iya emang
there
ada,
kayak
bau kulitnya beda mungkin.
Beda kan?
Iya beda.
Tapi she didn't mean it in a derogatory way. She just say emang gue gak suka baunya.
Iya, gue ngerti. It's just like something that's like objective, plain, kayak just comment aja. Tapi kalau misalnya ada orang bilang, oh private jet ini bau, atau toilet di private jet ini kecil, tipe seri jet ini kecil, gue gak bakal tahu. Kayak I will be silent. I will be like, I don't know gitu. Mungkin gini, menurut gue, sorry ya, tapi menurut gue orang yang find it offensive itu menurut gue sedikit close minded sama mungkin terlalu pikirin diri sendiri gitu loh. Kalau gue dalam situasi yang itu, gue bakal nanya, emang baunya kayak gimana? Gue penasaran. Soalnya kalau misalnya gue gak pernah punya mobil, gue naik motor. Dan gue dengar misalnya teman gue yang emang dari keluarga orang kaya nanya, bilang hal yang sama. Mercy, gue gak suka Mercy karena baunya beda. Gue lebih suka BMW. Gue bakal nanya, emang kayak gimana sih? Gue penasaran gitu loh. Kayak bau apa sih? Kayak bau kulit kah? Bau apa gitu. What led you to that conclusion? Nah dari sana gue baru tahu gitu loh. It's just kayak something. It's not about kayak, menurut gue orang bisa hate karena mereka jealous.
That's true. They don't admit it.
And
then gue ada psychology, gue ada kayak there's also I've read something about this. It's also about a lot of capitalist society sekarang, dia attach your wealth to your value.
Kayak material things your value.
Iya, itu gimana tuh? Your wealth lah, kalau kita lebih gedean dikit.
Menurut gua, apalagi di kota like the capital city, I think a lot of people think like that. Because I think especially in the capital city, most people treat wealth as a game. It's a rat race. Who can be the biggest rat? Who can be the biggest boss? Gitu loh. Tapi it's not like that. Kan in the end of the day, in the end of your life, what you really want is true happiness.
That's true.
And if people are blinded by chasing wealth and being one-upping each other, they lose that sense of direction.
Tapi kalau gue nanya lagi ke Richie, kan I think we can safely say that we have privilege lah. We have the privilege. It means like we have the safety net. We have the safety net to do the things that we want. I think that's the biggest privilege that most people don't have.
Betul.
Tapi if you are in that situation for everyone, itu kayak what is the most kayak beneficial status upgrade? What investment that you should make to yourself? Gitu.
Gue mau nanya dulu nih, how much am I earning first per month?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Soalnya setiap tier beda.
Iya. Mungkin 10 lah, 10 to 15. Itu kan rata-rata. Gitu.
Let's say 15 million a month.
Iya.
Itu udah potong pajak.
Wah. 10 to 15 aja coba.
10 to 15,
Yeah,
oke. Let's
10
say
to
15 million udah potong pajak bersih. Kita terima 15 juta.
Iya.
Menurut gue health will always be number one.
Yes.
Because when we get too old, karena orang tua gue selalu bilang, lu harus selalu jaga kesehatan lu gitu loh. And I'm not saying that I'm the healthiest person or I'm the most fit person. Jujur gue masih butuh nge-gym, bisa nge-gym sama makan lebih bersih. Tapi gue emang foodie jadi agak susah.
Yeah.
Tapi once we get older, apalagi kalau udah hit 40 and 50 ya,
Yes, that's
late
true.
40s or 50s, itu bakal ngerasa.
That's
Gitu.
true.
And when it's too late gitu loh. You cannot reverse it. You cannot go back in time.
Jadi benar dong.
Iya.
Kayak orang tua bilang health is wealth.
Health is wealth.
Health
Benar.
is wealth. Tapi kalau go back again to your businesses and what you're jalanin sekarang Janvier,
Iya.
who are your clientele? Who actually buys your products? Kalau bisa di spill.
Boleh spill.
Iya.
I'll tell you directly and specifically siapa.
Iya.
Dan orang yang beli Janvier itu adalah mostly people in their early 20s
Yes.
to the late 40s malahan.
Oh.
And people who are fashion forward and care about the quality of clothing.
Yeah.
And they want their clothing to last for a long time.
If ini adalah setengah dari gaji mereka, tapi mereka beli. Your consumer, not mereka lah, your consumers beli. Apakah are they trying to live the motto bahwa you need to fake it to make it?
Menurut
Kayak-
gua, sorry, gua mau tahu lu.
Iya coba deh. Nggak apa.
Menurut gua enggak. Menurut gua they care about quality and they want their pieces to last a long time. It's the same mentality as buying a pair of good Japanese denim jeans.
Yes.
They buy it because they know it's great quality. They're not being scammed because of the name. They are buying something that will last them a long time gitu. Jadi lu harus pikirin dari cost per wear.
Apa ya? I think that's also like a wealth mindset.
Iya.
Kayak wealth mindset. You're thinking of something long term.
Iya.
I think that's a very wealth mindset. Kayak it's not about quantity, but if I talk with ultra high net worth individuals, mereka tuh udah thinking long term about legacy.
Betul.
What they want to leave behind.
Betul.
What is the generational wealth. Sedangkan, sorry if I see a new money, they will want to see first what expensive thing can I buy first.
Betul.
Itu.
Exactly. It's like gini lah.
The most expensive.
I have the same mentality with that with suits.
Iya.
Gua gila banget tentang jas actually. I love suits and I think if my kids fit it in the future, if I have a son or a daughter, I will hand down my suits to them. Dan jas-jas gue itu bukan jas murah gitu.
Iya.
I have a few suits from this brand called Brioni. I don't know if you know. It's a old money brand.
Yeah.
And this suit, one of the suits, they usually cost around like 80 to 120 million.
Wow.
Tapi the quality speaks and the fit is amazing.
Amazing.
Lu kalau pakai orang langsung tahu ini jas mahal.
Jas mahal.
Dan lu bukan orang biasa.
Iya.
Nah, dan gue pikirnya long term banget. Exactly what you say gitu.
Yes.
Dan kalau misalnya gue bosan pun gue bisa jual lagi gitu loh.
Iya.
Dan harganya nggak ngedrop segila itu.
Everything that is part of your identity.
Betul.
Kayak I think banyak banget influences dari social media apa gimana. Everything is changing so fast. And people are losing identity.
Yeah.
Kayak whether they want to be old money, new money. Old money kan is an identity. Jadi mereka it's like an identity you can buy.
Betul.
Tapi who are you?
Betul.
Who are you
Balik
as a
lagi
person?
ke siapa gitu.
Siapa? Who are you as a person? What are your values? Then, I guess what you wear it shows your values.
Betul.
Gitu.
Sebenarnya yes and no because I have, for example lah, gue ada temen yang extremely rich, menurut gue extremely rich. Dia tinggal di Pondok Indah Golf, and I bet his net worth is over like 500 million US dollars.
Wow.
Like his family's net worth. Emang old money.
Old money.
Tapi setiap kali gue ketemu dia, he's the most humble and the most underdressed person in the world.
Underdressed. Kutang.
Iya,
Koko.
kayak nggak kutang, tapi kayak kaos, celana pendek, sandal jepit gitu.
Iya.
Maksudnya gue kayak kalau gue sendiri, gue gak lihat orang-orang kayak gini dari pakaiannya mereka, tapi balik lagi how they carry themselves and what they talk about.
What do they talk about? What would they talk about?
Jujur ya.
That could actually signal that you are rich. Listen to this. Gitu.
Just talking about hobbies, to be honest.
Hobbies?
Ya, hobbies. Kayak kalau misalnya kayak just gini loh. Kalau lu nanya gue gimana gue kenalan sama orang-orang kayak gini, itu I just treat them like a human being.
Yeah, that's true.
Kalau misalnya lu suka, misalnya teman gue ini suka banget sama mobil. Gue ketemu dia di acara Porsche. Acara Porsche.
Yes.
Ya, acara Porsche lah intinya waktu itu. Dan kenal-kenalan, ngomong-ngomong, ternyata dia suka F&B juga, suka ini itu. Ya dari sana jadi teman. Dia juga punya pedal court, dia suka pedal.
Iya, suka pedal.
Nah, just treat them like a human being.
Iya sih.
Kalau misalnya what talk like kayak apa yang mereka ngomong yang make them look rich ya, personally menurut gue gak ada specific topic.
Gak ada spesifik.
Tapi it's just how they talk about it, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Kayak
there's a lightness.
misalnya nih.
Yeah.
Misalnya, let's say ya, lu suka jam tangan, gue suka jam tangan.
Yeah.
Nah, gue ngomong, bro, let's say you're wearing like a Submariner.
Yeah, okay,
Submariner.
fine. Gitu.
Gue bilang, bro, jam tangan lu bagus ya, lu suka nih, kayak tahun berapa? Dia bilang, oh ini, let's say ada 2 versi dari lu. Satu OKB, satu Old Money. Let's say OKB. Oh iya, gue punya jam tangan ini dari tahun 2024, let's say. 2024. Tapi di rumah gue ada yang lebih bagus.
Oh.
Lu pakai jam tangan apa? Lu ngerti kan satu itu kan?
Ganti.
Lu pakai jam tangan apa? Let's say gue pakai, gue cuma lagi pakai smartwatch gue.
For most of us who don't have privilege, kayak kita ada bekal apa sih? What can we work with? Gitu loh.
What can you
work
with?
Can you say like you need those things to have authority? We need it and we don't need it at the same time.
Menurut gua, authority is earned through respect and respect is gain, it's not bought.
Yes.
Dan menurut gua, everyone has their own privilege. Mau lu orang miskin atau lu mau orang kaya banget, everyone has their own privilege. I like this saying where it's explained. When you're born poor, it's not your fault. But when when you die poor, it is your fault.
Yes.
Jadi it's your struggles. And if you start from zero and you became someone who is successful, someone that's wealthy, someone who is a philanthropist, people will respect you much more than the person who just receives it. Tapi the respect is maybe the same, tapi it's just a different kind of respect gitu loh. Soalnya they see your struggles. Gitu loh. Menurut gua, there's always levels to these things.
Yes.
When you buy a Rolex, let's say you buy entry-level watch, your first significant watch purchase like a Rolex gitu.
Yeah.
Rolex apa? Oyster Perpetual. Jadi cuma tells the time and the date. Just very simple.
Very
harganya
simple.
kalau salah like $8,000 USD.
8,000.
Jadi 120 jutaan atau 130 jutaan, gue lupa. And it's a really good watch. Quality bagus, brand bagus, heritage-nya bagus. Tapi kalau misalnya lu masuk ke circle-circle yang udah collection lama, mereka bakal nyemenin lu gitu.
Aduh ini doang.
Ya ini doang. Tapi there are some people that appreciate these watches. There are some people that say, oh, that's your first watch.
Congrats gitu.
Lu kenapa beli? Oh, it's my first watch. I've always wanted a Rolex and I think like this is like the start of my journey. Nah, kalau gue sendiri, gue personally kayak gitu.